So energy generators, of course, it's sleep. I know some of you were interested in in sleep. I take care of my sleep a lot. I was not doing it before during those times which I showed you. When I worked a lot, I used to sleep like 4 or 5 hours a night at most, a little bit more on the weekends, and I was doing it all the time, and I could sustain it. Well, kinda. I was still grumpy and stressful and stuff like that, but I could sustain it. But I never compared it to something different until I started to experiment, because I read all those books. You only need 4 hours to sleep and stuff like that. I don't believe into that, by the way. I want to say right away. I'm not gonna share any experience of how to sleep 3 hours a night. I don't think it's possible. It's only kind of exception in our life. So yeah, you have to take care of your sleep, and I have such golden nuggets. Let's call them same way. I have such golden nuggets of how do I take care of my sleep. So this is basically the mantra, the Bible for me, what I pursue. The first, do not use electronic devices 2 hours before going to sleep. They usually irritate you, they irritate your brain, and you cannot calm yourself down quick enough. And even if it stays on the way of fall down into the sleep, even if you get in a sleep pretty quick, you don't know what is happening afterwards, and afterwards your mind is still racing and your sleep is not that high quality anymore. If you're still using those devices, put them on the blue screen mode. It calms your eyes down, it calms the brain down as well. So if I still do that, I'm not perfect, I don't do those things all the time, and I sometimes also still keep working on do something like that. I use this blue screen mode. Do not eat heavy meals and drink alcohol within 2 hours of going to bed. I experimented with that. It was just not the random things. I experimented for real with the devices, and it was interesting to me. What is the difference between how do I sleep if I eat 2 hours before and I eat pretty heavy, or I eat light meals, and then the same with alcohol. And the results were very drastically different. And I will show them in my next slides with the pictures. Do not do heavy workout 2 hours before going to sleep. I think this is obvious. Again, your heart is pumping, you have a lot of adrenaline, and it's a lot harder to fall into sleep if you do that 2 hours before your sleep. Do not drink coffee. In my case, it's 12 hours before going to sleep. And I also experimented it. I drank like 3 cups of coffee, and then 2 cups of coffee, and then 1 cup of coffee, and I tried it in the morning, I tried it in the evening, in the afternoon, and I kind of follow in myself and see what's happening with my sleep. So yeah, if I drink coffee, only 1 cup, and usually I try to do it before 10 or 11 a.m., and that's it. Do not do your work 2 hours before going to sleep. Try to do anything else but work. Read books, watch videos, or something like it, but do not work. Again, work gets you excited. Your mind is switching itself to the work kind of pace and start behaving itself as you would do during the day. Put all your thoughts on the paper. I know a lot of people who got a lot of information throughout the day, and now the minds are racing and trying to put this information in some kind of structure, and we think how we're going to do this in that project, do that in that project. So in these cases, I just sit down, literally sit down, open up an Asana, and start typing. Whatever I had in my head, I start typing. I do not put it in the projects and stuff like that, because I don't want to waste time on that. It's the evening already. But I open Asana, I have the project named Daily Notebook. I called it Daily Notebook. I use it instead of Evernote or whatever tools you might use. I use that within Asana. I want to stay in one space where I have everything in. So I have this Daily Notebook. I open it up and I start writing everything down. And I write until I don't have any thoughts anymore. And then it calms down the mind, and the mind will not race anymore afterwards. I just fell into sleep. My head is empty because I just had emptied it out. And this is a very important thing to do if you have mind who likes to race around. Mine does it all the time. Only use your bedroom for sleeping and romance. This is super important. Don't use your bed to eat in, to watch TV in, and stuff like that. This is working huge for me personally. Like, I used to eat in my bed long time ago. I used to watch TVs and stuff like that, and then I just stopped doing it. The bed is just only for sleep and romance, and that works for your brain as a switch. As you turn off the light, the same it works for your brain. As soon as I come in the bedroom, I really feel different. I feel completely different. And again, this training, it's not going to happen within a day, guys. Remember the first thing what I said before this presentation. You have to practice it. You have to start doing it, and you're going to see the results in 3 or 6 months, not in 1 or 2 days. And then you start to kind of experience this kind of feeling, and it makes you fall into sleep super fast. Go to sleep before 12 a.m. they say. It works for me. If I go after 12 a.m., I feel a lot worse in the morning. Sleep at least 7-8 hours. That's what I do. Sleep in a quiet, dark, and cold room. It's very important. Your room should be completely dark. Like, even if you have some sensors from your wall clock or something like it, turn it off or cover it up. It really helps. The room should be cold enough for 100%, and there are a lot of different even gadgets to make your room colder and make your sheets colder and stuff like that. You can search up on the internet a lot of things like that, a lot of devices. And one of the most important things of the sleep here is sleep consistently throughout the week. You probably heard of it. I don't know if you have experimented with it. I had. And if you go to sleep at the same time and you wake up at the same time, plus minus hour, it works as a charm. Like, your body gets on the clock. And I started to practicing it a couple of years ago. And what happens right now is 9 times out of 10, I wake up 5 minutes before the alarm clock. So alarm clock actually not waking me up. I'm not getting scared all the time and kind of got out from my deep sleep or something like it. I actually wake up literally 5 minutes. My alarm clock is 5:50 every day. 6 o'clock every day, and I wake up 5:50, 5:55 every single night. Well, as I said, 9 out of 10. And this correlates with what times I try to go to sleep and what times I wake up. Our bodies adjust super fast, and the body understands, so this is the clock. That guy gonna do it. That guy gonna stand up at 6 for 100% anyway. So I might as well adjust and wake him up myself and do whatever work I need to do during the sleep on my terms. And that's what body does with you, actually. And you wake up and you're ready to roll. It's very important. Yeah, you can use some devices as well to make your sleep easier and to make your sleep less disturbant. I use that. This is mine. This is a white noise sleeping machine, they call it. I don't know if you heard of them. But what it does is it generates different sounds, as you see. Baby sound, city, brook, waterfalls, brown noise, pink noise, white noise, and stuff like that. So, and it's adaptive sound as well. So you would probably think, well, I can take some application, put some sound or whatever, and just fall into sleep. So these are unique devices in a way that they create the sound which does not repeat itself in the cycle. So it's gonna play 24 hours, 24/7. It's not gonna repeat the melody or whatever. Your mind will all the time follow the flow. It will never stop just because it starts all over again. It's unique sounds. It's mixing unique sounds, and all the time the sound for the mind is completely unique, and the mind follows this kind of sound and music. Like we sleep with my wife and my younger daughter. She sleeps in our bed, and she can be very active during the night, and therefore it disturbs my sleep. So when I bought that thing, I actually, one of those mentors which I follow, they suggested that they use that. I bought that thing. She sleeps like a baby. She's a baby. But she sleeps a lot better, and therefore I sleep a lot better. So yeah, you might try to put that. Some guys have this stuff built in their house acoustics, and they just play it all over the place, and you can switch different sounds in different rooms and stuff like that. Use earplugs if you need to for better sleeping. Maybe you have a noisy, and yeah, by the way, about this machine is have adaptive sound as well, meaning it listens to the sound around the room, and if there distraction appears, it actually switches to the different frequencies and louder sounds, meaning it keeps kind of your brain engaged with that sound it's playing and not being disturbed by whatever sounds, whatever happening behind the walls or outside the street. So that thing really works if you're willing to try it, and you need to try it. Use earplugs, as I said. Track and improve your sleep. This is my recent experiment, and I got this Oura Ring I have here on my finger, and it tracks your sleep, and it does amazing things with telling you what is happening. As I said, we live in a data-driven world, and we might as well get this data and do something about this data. So what this ring does is it measures how well I sleep, meaning how many times I wake up during the night, what kind of stages of sleep I went through, deep REM sleep or the light sleep. It measures how many breaths I have during 1 minute. It measures my temperature, whether it drops or getting higher. It measures the heartbeats. It measures everything. It measures what time I go to sleep. It measures what time I wake up. It measures what my daily activity is and stuff like that. And it combines all this information. They use AI for that. And they use this information to give me the feedback and give me the suggestions, what should I do or what should I change. It comes with application. I think I have, the ring itself looks like that. And that's how it looks on the mobile phone. It gives me suggestions, what should I do? Like based on the data, it measures how did I feel yesterday, the day before yesterday, the days in the past, how active I was, how many breaths I had, how fast my heartbeat have dropped as soon as I fall into the sleep. It's one of the measurements, for example, how restful you're going to feel in the morning. Your heart, if you are doing everything properly, should drop into the heartbeats very quick enough as soon as you fall into the sleep, and stay the same during the night. That's how you kind of recover. So it measures all that stuff, combines them all together, and then sees when you perform best, and measures what did you do that day when you performed best. It says, oh, okay, so he went to sleep around 10 o'clock. Okay, it puts it into the data and then uses that data to suggest, and then it suggests, for example, right now it suggests me to go to sleep at from 21:15 till 10 o'clock. I said that's perfect time, because based on the last couple of months, your performance in the morning was the best, you went for sports, your heartbeat was the best, you was most active at this during that day, your heart dropped very good during that night, and stuff like that. Your breaths was perfect during the night and stuff like that. So it uses this information, and when you cheat, it shows you right away. Like I especially try to use the alcohol before sleep and see what that thing says. I ate a lot before sleep and see what that thing says, and that thing was very precise. It said me like, you probably ate or drank some alcohol before you sleep, or you worked out before you sleep, because you did, and it shows you all the graphs and stuff like that. So just a couple of screens. They have the cloud web as well, and you can see all those graphs about everything what you do and how do you perform. And this, for example, the dimensions of the graphics you can build, like it's almost your own Power BI where you can actually work with data about yourself.